The desert sun beat down with merciless intensity. Sweat stung the eyes of the men and women below. They moved with urgency, their white jumpsuits stark against the scorched earth. This wasn't a training exercise, it was a life or death simulation. A mushroom cloud bloomed on the horizon, a terrifying specter of what awaited them. Their objective: find the correct bunker before the blast wave incinerated them.
Panic gnawed at the edges of reason. Arguments erupted as the group scrambled across the unforgiving landscape. Each cluster of concrete bunkers, identical from a distance, offered the cruel illusion of safety. Time, or what little they had left of it, was their deadliest enemy. Choices had to be made, and the consequences of error were absolute.
They finally converged on a bunker, a sense of desperate hope flickering in their eyes. The ground rumbled beneath their feet, a monstrous tremor that heralded their impending doom. They poured through the heavy steel door, sealing themselves in the cold, sterile embrace of the shelter. The earth screamed as the blast wave engulfed everything in a searing white light. Silence descended. They had survived, or so they thought.
A chilling realization crept in. This particular bunker, chosen in haste and desperation, offered no protection from radiation. They were living corpses, their fate sealed within the very walls that promised salvation.
The simulation reset. The desert shimmered, the previous reality dissolving like a mirage. The sun, once again at its zenith, offered no comfort in this recurring nightmare. The same group found themselves thrown back into the desperate race against time. The mushroom cloud loomed, a grim reminder of their recent annihilation.
This time, a steely resolve hardened their gazes. The previous experience, though horrific, had etched the importance of logic over panic into their very being. They moved with a precision born of desperation, their steps measured, their eyes scanning the terrain for the telltale markings that would guide them to the correct bunker.
The ground trembled once more, the shockwave radiating through the earth like a seismic heartbeat. They found their target, a nondescript bunker indistinguishable from the others, save for a small, almost imperceptible symbol etched onto the reinforced steel door. The group scrambled inside, the heavy door slamming shut just as the blast wave washed over them.
This time, the silence that followed was the silence of true survival. The air filtration system whirred to life, a mechanical symphony of hope. They had cheated death, their lives spared by a single, correctly interpreted symbol. A wave of relief, of profound gratitude for this second chance washed over them. But the ordeal was far from over.
The man bolted upright in bed, his heart hammering against his ribs. His skin was clammy, his breath coming in ragged gasps. The nightmare, so vivid, so terrifyingly real, clung to him like a shroud. He fumbled for the bedside lamp, his hand trembling as he chased away the lingering shadows. He glanced at the calendar, the date jumping out at him with an almost malevolent significance. August 6th, 2024. A wave of nausea washed over him.
The date held no particular significance in his life, no anniversaries or birthdays. Yet it triggered a primal fear deep within him, a fear intertwined with the desert, the blast wave, the chilling realization of his own mortality. He tried to shake off the remnants of the dream, but the feeling of unease persisted, a growing sense of dread that he couldn't quite place.
He stumbled to the window, the city still cloaked in the pre-dawn darkness. The air was heavy, thick with humidity. He could hear the distant rumble of traffic, the city slowly stirring from its slumber. Everything seemed normal, mundane even, yet the dream clung to him, a persistent whisper in the back of his mind. He couldn't escape the feeling that something was terribly wrong, that the fabric of reality itself was somehow off. He couldn't shake the image of the mushroom cloud, the searing white light, the feeling of utter helplessness. It was as if the dream had unlocked a hidden chamber in his mind, a chamber filled with primal fear and a sense of impending doom. He reached for his phone, his fingers instinctively typing August 6th significance into the search bar. The answer, when it materialized on the screen, sent a shiver down his spine. August 6th, 1945, Hiroshima. The day the world changed forever. The day the horrors of nuclear war became an undeniable reality.
He scrolled through the articles, the images of devastation and human suffering burning themselves into his mind. The sheer destructive power of the atomic bomb, the indiscriminate death it unleashed, filled him with a bone-deep terror. The coincidence was too much to ignore. The date, the dream, the overwhelming sense of dread, it all pointed to something sinister, a connection he couldn't quite grasp.
He delved deeper, his research leading him down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories and fringe science. He stumbled upon articles discussing the potential for nuclear blast to disrupt the fabric of space-time, creating ripples that could echo through the years, influencing events and perhaps even dreams.